Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I am Bradley Irving. So, unfortunately, I went under conditions, so I've got to do it all again. So, everything from hyperborean, the ear candling, everything's got to be redone. Sorry, but that's the problem with fibro. Like I said before, it's all bullshit. There is something going on with my body physically, but the labelization is just labelization by the agenda and a narcissistic personality. See, if we put a narcissistic personality test through the governmental system and everything with power, we won't have problems in the world anymore. Notice how we're in debt, the blame's passed, then bullying tactics are done. Feelings and looks over facts and logic, that's the narcissistic personality. That's just how they function. So if we put a personality test and stop them from having power over anyone or anything, we will never have this issue again. The death rate will go, suicide rate will go, the financial situation will do won't do a 360, do a 180, because it'll turn around and go the other way. 360s all the way back in the double. Yeah, it's not doing a 360, it's doing a 180. That's what we want. So anyway, we're going to do ear candling today. So what I suffered with all my life, when they ended up labelling me in 2020 after an accident, I had a fall while working, and it triggered everything, made it so much worse. I was after my diagnosis. So yeah, it was just bullying from Queensland Health operatives. So I didn't get the help I needed. I got bullied out. Sexual discrimination. Everyone should have been sacked. I still haven't even been able to access my taxes because they believe I can read and write properly. So I haven't been able to do my taxes since 2021. That's not my fault. No, they withheld it from me. They wanted me to follow their way, do what they said. Power tactics, narcissistic personality. See, there was a girl that started there 1 year. Within a year, she became full-time. I'd been there for 5 years. I was more qualified than someone that became supervisor. But because I was a man and looked the way I did, they didn't want me there. So they bullied me. So I joined the union. Then the union rep bullied me. And she got busted shooting up in the fucking toilets. That's why she's not a union rep anymore. But instead of telling the truth, they hush and cover it all up. Because that's the sort of people that we're dealing with, right? But anyway, I sorted it. I'm the real medical professional, no one else, because I cured migraines. I've got the medical records they won't release, so that comes back to the narcissistic personality and agenda. They did wrong, they won't accept accountability, and they're scared of the consequences for their choices and actions. Okay, so all my life I had trouble with sensory issues. I had trouble breathing, trouble eating, had temperature issues, overheating, couldn't cry properly, couldn't hear properly, had many issues, but no one could ever find anything wrong. No, I'm busy. Puppies. So, with everything that was happening, I tried to do the right thing, I tried to get the help, but because I was fatigued, all I did was drug addict. Then I gave them a drug test. Now, we can't help you, because all they know how to do is bully people, okay? So who won the war on drugs? Drugs. That's why we have Queensland Health. If you haven't noticed, all they want to do is give you drugs. See, every time I went in there, this is my sentence, okay? Because I had a lot of issues, and by the time I was bloody 10, I'd already tried every drug known to man, and that was legal, because I had doctors signing off because they were concerned. Because as a child, I'd be, and then I'd fall over, get up, and like nothing was wrong. So that's sensory issue. That means the cortex was broken, but no doctor was ever smart enough to pick that up. But a little boy said, it feels like there's a lot of pressure. Can we cut me open and see what's in there? No, there's nothing wrong. I'm a doctor. I know everything. Well, you knew nothing, mate. And I suffered for years with migraines. And then I cured it by ear candling. Migraines, cured. Don't have them anymore. Haven't had them for 3 years. And I suffered with them all my life. It affected my schooling. It affected my social life. It affected everything to do with me. I had to live a certain way because of these medical issues. But because someone felt that I was the same as them and they chose to do drugs and destroy their system, I did that. But they could never prove it, so quick, keep him out because we'll get in trouble. Silence him, he's mentally ill. We're doctors, quick, they'll believe us over them. Sorry, I work there, mate. I know yous are all junkies. All crackheads. All coke heads. All pill poppers. The reason why I was pushed out is because I did my bloody job. And they didn't. I made them look bad. You can't make a narcissist look bad. But anyway. So what you need is your ear candles. Brand new packet. Okay. Fully sealed. You need these for cleanup. So you don't put the whole thing in your ear. You put your hand like this. Okay. Clean around the edges. That's what these are designed for. To clean around the edges and the hard to get spots in the ear. See, look at that. A little bit of dirt. So, anyway, through my process, see, I did everything I could and they knew nothing. They knew enough to make it look like something else. See, I went to my GP to get my ears checked out and I'm trying to do my pension. I've been denied my pension all the time, but I was able to get my acute super payment for my disability. So I'm disabled through the insurance, the medical insurance, so I do have a disability. But Centrelink says I don't. NDIS says I don't. But if I was Indian or ISIS, I'd have money. I'd have a house. Mate, here, next door to me there, is an NDIS house. I've lived here for 2 years now. Oh no, a year. I've lived here for a year. We just signed a new lease, so we're on the 2nd year lease. Alright? Now, that person died because of negligence. That house has been empty since we've moved in. Now, there's legal reasons why, because he was left to die and rot. He rotted in there, so they had to get cleaners and everything. That was an NDIS house. He was meant to be getting cared for. He didn't. He got neglected while she was getting her. She won't even look after the house properly. It didn't get mowed for a year. There was trees in the front yard. Made from weeds. Yet every time she pulled up, she had the audacity to look at me like I was a grub. Yet she murdered a man by neglecting him. But you don't hear about that. Then over here, this house here, it's an NDIS house again. First people that lived there was 12 different Indian people. Why are they living in an NDIS house? They don't have any special needs. They don't have any disabilities. They were all workers. And they were in an NDIS house. Scam, corruption, fraudulent activity. Racial discrimination. They're going, oh, you're one of us. Here, you can have what's supposed to be for the disabled Australians. Even though you're not disabled, mate. But don't tell anyone. Shush, shush. And then the police go, all right, long as yous are happy, who cares about the Australians suffering on the streets? Well, I do. So I've said this, that's been dealt with. That's all a white man can do. Because I'm supposed to be the bad guy, but I've been disabled all my life. I barely even talk because of this shit. So, what you need is this. These specific ones, you need to go to honeycomb ear candles. I get the ones with filters. It prevents it dropping back in your ear. It does help. It still happens every now and then. And that's because you filled your candle. You will need a paper plate to put your burnt ones on. You'll need a paper plate like this with a hole in it. Is it a little hole? Oh, I shouldn't do that. Anyway, now we're going to open the candles. Oh, have a drink of water. You need to keep yourself hydrated. Now, with water, it's a bit funny. If you're drinking from the town supply, stop. That's why you're gay. I'm not even kidding. If you've got gay thoughts going through your head, you need to stop processed food, stop red meat, stop chicken, and stop drinking from your tap. Cut your showers down. Well, I stopped doing all these things and I don't have any issue anymore. All my issues came from chronic pain, so my body was craving sex, I was going delirious, I was forgetting who I was, all these problems. But apparently I was just on drugs and a liar, but they could never prove the drugs, which constantly plays in my head, which is very, very frustrating because they could never charge me. But when I reported the crimes, they go, no, you need to put it down on paper. Medical discrimination. So I had special needs. An extra curriculum at school, but apparently that just carries on. It doesn't, no. See, my stepmother didn't believe I was autistic, and she spread a lot of fucking rumours and slander. And my favourite one was, he's my kid, he won't call me mum, he's so nasty. She's not my mum. She married my dad when I was like 10, 11, 12, somewhere around there. Fucking bit late to be having a baby. Can't have a baby that's 12 years old. But I didn't exist because she didn't see me. Comes down to the personality type. They only go through visual. You've got to be in front of them for them to do something. As soon as you're out of their view, you don't exist. Your purpose is to come into their life and serve them and then fucking leave. So if you get a narcissistic cop, depending on the feelings he's having, you're there to be punished. You've committed a crime and he's going to attack you until you admit it. That's harassment. That's corruption. That's fraudulent activity. And it's a constant fucking circle because they will not stop until they are hurt. See, ever heard that saying, you can't talk to a brick wall? Well, it's not going to do anything, is it? Okay, so the full story is dumb people and brick walls. They're very similar. Okay, see, with a brick wall, if you walk up to them and go, excuse me, can you move? It's not going to move, is it? No. See, builders and demo workers know that. They know they got to move the wall. They got to physically grab that wall and move it. They got to give it a bit of a push, you know? Exactly the same with a dumb person. If you don't do that, they're going to continue to keep doing the same mistake until you go. Then they're going, oh, I won't do that again. That caused a problem for me. I face consequences for my choices and actions. I'm going to think about it next time because I didn't like that. That's the idea of punishment. Okay, now when it comes to the agenda, it all comes down to their feelings. See, if they did it, it's punishment. But their punishment is punching your head in and strangling you until you can't breathe, trying to kill you. That's okay. They felt that they needed to do that. A simple smack wasn't enough. They need to strangle you. They need to punch your head until you're nearly dead. That's okay because it's the narcissistic agenda. But if you do that to them, it's attempted murder. It's not attempted murder to you. And this is the constant circle we're having. Now, these ones, they refuse to pay debt. They refuse to pay bills. They have a free life. They're entitled. But then they reflect to this one, their victim. And then when their victim goes, all right, I'm going to the third party to get help, if they get one of these people, that third party's going to go over here and go, hey, did he do this? Or did you do it? Well, the criminal's not going to go, yeah, I raped a baby. Idiots. But this is the mentality of them. They think they're God's gift and they know everything, but they don't know nothing. They don't even know how to breathe properly. But anyway, back to this. Oh yeah, so I ended up going to court, took all my paperwork in, never got charged, never got arrested. So I didn't break the law, I didn't commit a crime, but I got pushed out. So who committed the crime? Everyone at Maryborough Court on the 31st of March. All fraudulent, all corrupt. Can't push someone out of court when they're there to defend their rights after medical issues. Doesn't matter. I can walk into court and just speak. As long as you do it correctly, there's nothing they can do. See, what I did is I walked in, I waited, I was patiently, the end of the time came, and then I waited to be able to stand up and have a say. None of them let me. They pushed me out and just gave me death stares. And the female cop that was there threw negative energy at me. So that's spiritual warfare. So that cunt's going to hell. I'm going to take that cunt personally for that. Fraud, corruption, treason, attempted murder by not doing your job, you mutt. But that's what we need to start doing to these pigs, alright? Because they're not people. So anyway, back to your candling. We get our candle. Do this. I have every right to be upset because my life was attempted on. And people are murdered because someone doesn't want to do their job because their feelings. That's why mentally ill people aren't meant to work. See, feelings are trauma, mate. Unhealed trauma. So if you've got feelings to something, go get mental health like you need. So what we do, yeah, this one, put him in here. So I'm going to do this side first because it's my better side, because this is the side that I was worse on. See, everything comes down through your past, comes down to your past incidents and your DNA. See, because I'm a son of Atlantis, specifically my race is called a White Brotherhood, right? So I was created a long time ago. I was planned and created a long time ago. That's how smart our ancestors were. They were the Egyptians, the Atlanteans, all that was one thing. Okay, and this is what they did. Vibration, energy, and ear candling. Natural therapies, animal therapies, and that's all the stuff I do. I did it myself. I taught myself. And it worked for me. The drugs they tried to give me didn't work. So I started doing this. And within 3 years, I got rid of my headaches. I breathe properly. My jaw doesn't hurt so much. Like, at first, all I had was headaches. Just chronic headaches. And then as I got stuff out, it started going down, and I started getting earache sort of feelings, gluggy ears, jaw pain, breathing issues, and it was just all full of junk. And it's just earwax. I pulled it all out by doing this. Well, that's not burning right, is it? But yeah, so this one's going to be a bit of a long video. But that's alright. So yeah, if you've got any dizzy issues, ear issues, falling over all the time, pretty clumsy, have trouble breathing, can't go to bed, feel restless, it's earwax. Because you're either like me, or you're Lemurian, or you're a base product of us. That's the best way to put it. So what happens with the earwax is at the back of our head, where our cortex is, that's got all the wiring touched to it. Okay? So when that gets a bit dirty, it doesn't work properly. So you're not going to be able to think straight. You're not going to be able to talk properly. Your body's going to be telling you need stuff, but no one's going to be able to find anything wrong with you, because there's nothing wrong with you when earwax doesn't come up in scans. I know, I've had every single one. As soon as they came out, they're like, "Oh, Brad, we got this new fancy thing. We can see your brain. Come check it out. Come get in the machines." So I did. I'm like, "Hey, Brad, we couldn't find anything again." "Oh, no good. The amount of things I've been through, it's crazy." But it was to help. And they tried, they cared. There was a certain group that made it very hard, and that's that personality type. They're mentally ill. And what they do is they enable, and they have this belief system. "Well, I suffered, so should you." Where my personality is, "No, I've suffered enough. You don't suffer anymore, I suffered enough. Here, this is how we fix it." See, with the Liberal Labour government, everything they say doesn't exist. They haven't followed the laws since like 2010. So I don't know why you're still listening to them. They discriminate, they're fraudulent, they commit scams. One Nation runs our country, so start listening to them. Just ignore the others. Just completely ignore them. Don't turn your back to them. If they say something, say, "Sorry, what was that, Pauline?" Like, yeah, don't get me wrong, there is some good senators in those parties. But they need to go to One Nation. Like Senator Bate, I think that's his name, Bate or Bat or Brait. I don't know, sorry dude. But he just dropped a whole heap of information. He outed everything and stated, yes, aliens are real. Yes, mythical creatures are real. Yes, there's monsters. Yes, there's hybrids living among us. But the information they have is incorrect. Alright, so there's a big part. See, they're trying to say I'm an alien. I'm not a fucking alien. That's not how it works. This one's nearly done. So yeah, this is what you do. It's relaxing, it's calming. Like, I had a pinch and all in my neck in here. It was really sore. Like, it's still a bit stiff. But, oh, that's it. Move it up. So that's where all your earwax sits. And if you don't clean it out, it's just going to keep going and going and going until you're not able to fucking live anymore. You'll lose the ability to walk. You'll feel like you got hit by a bloody bus in the morning. You'll feel like you got hit by a train trying to get up. It's scary because all you feel is pain. You can't see properly. It's literally like a video game where you've just had a very serious moment. Your guy's nearly dead, or your girl's nearly dead, and they're trying to get up and they just can't. They just can't do it. And then they do get up and they're stumbling and everything. That's how I live my life. I always had to wear sunnies, and then I had the bullies. "Oh, he's only doing that because drugs. See, when I was younger, I wore sunnies so no one knew I was on drugs." Dude, you're wearing them at night time. Everyone knew you were on drugs. I'm like, fuck, the reflection is bad in them ones. So that's what you do. You see that? So that's what you do. Oh, I'm not going to be able to do many in this one. Oh, I already feel fresh and ready. What do? Is just peel the top like this. That's earwax. So that's one candle. 2 candles. I could go back to bed. So once I've done this, we'll get into other things and I'll start adventuring. See, I got all my cameras and stuff. I've been planning to do this for a long time, but my body held me back. I got that bad. I was 22 kilos, and I'd need 2 hands to pick that up. I couldn't do it. And it wasn't just because I was so deprived and weak, it was because I was in so much pain. But now I'm back to the way I was as a child, and I just got a fucked right leg because it's shorter than the other. But health system couldn't pick that up. I got told about it in 2017 by a sports therapist because they measured my legs because of my pain, and they said, you need this. And then I had trouble doing it because of my brainwashed, indoctrinated so-called partner. It's just a dumb bitch, right? A lot of them are just dumb bitch, and because of all the emotional problems they're going through, trauma response. So as soon as I got loud, she got victimized. Because her past, every time someone got loud, she got hurt, she got assaulted, or she saw something happen, or there was worse, sexual molestation and shit. So that's not good. But that was okay in her mum's home. And that's what happens when toxic people run the house. There's molestation, there's inbreeding, there's abuse, there's negligence. I didn't say it properly, but you know the word. And then there's it just constant circles. Then you get bad kids, and you got mentally ill kids, and then you got other kids that are fucking strange and don't associate with anyone because they don't want to associate with anyone because everyone they associated with in their past was an abuser. So they stay to them fucking selves. Sorry for the language. But this is safe to do on kids. I do it to my kid. I got to do it to him again because he's being a shit. See, when I was younger, I used to go through episodes of pain. He put me through anger management and so many fucking bullshit things. And at the end of the day, it always came out that I was smarter than the person talking to me, and it came down to their feelings over the facts. And nothing could get done. But then I ended up getting done because I had my own finances and I had control of my shit. See, when I was younger, my stepmother did everything. My dad was always at work and she would say, yeah, hand out, and then I'd go, where's the evidence? I need the receipt for this, I need to do this. No answer. Run away. Victimise. You need to deal with your cunt of a fucking son. That's how she would talk to a 13-year-old, but that's okay by Maryborough Police. She's allowed to do that. She's allowed to attempt suicide and write a letter about how it was his fault. She was allowed to interfere with his schooling. She was allowed to make him walk with a chronic migraine because she felt he didn't have one while taking her 2 daughters to school. The exact same school. That's just negligence and bullying and attempted murder. People go, no, it's not. She didn't intend that. Yes, she did. I had a headache, and because she didn't believe I was suffering, she took the girls to school and left me to skate, so I didn't go to school. See, she thought she was so much smarter than me, but I always outsmarted her. See, she expected me to skate to school that day with a chronic migraine. I could barely even fucking walk. I was screaming for help, but I was ignored. Like always, Dad wasn't there, so she didn't have to do shit. She didn't give a fuck. She was only there for me dad's money, and the police said that's okay. You're allowed to do that. He shouldn't have married you. No. She's not allowed to abuse children. She's not allowed to sexually assault children. She's not allowed to strangle children. She's not allowed to punch kids in the face. She's not allowed to take their food off of them and throw it in the bin. She's not allowed to forcefully feed them mouldy spaghetti. Oh, but she never did that because she doesn't feel it. Put her on a lie detector. Oh, I can't do that. Why do you think they don't want to do that? Because narcissists protect their own. It all comes down to the reptilian takeover too. Oh, they're not real. Oh. Yeah, neither am I. Son of Atlantis. I'm not real, but where's my blue hair? Blue eyes and blue hair? Blue eyes and blonde hair. Fucking bees. Come from? Oh, that's this from it. No, because that DNA was before the British times. Before everything you've written down there. So, you know, this hair and eye was around before Egypt, Rome, Greece. We just don't want to talk about that. No. Because the brown hair, brown eyes are so much smarter than us, but look at how our country's run. We're in debt. Pedophiles are protected. That's our government. Pedophiles. That's why we need one nation. Oh, you can't say that. Yeah, you can. Once again, so can't really see. I'll show you. Yeah, that's so much better. So at the moment, I'm doing this once a month for myself. I started with, I'd buy 2 packets a fortnight and I'd do them all. As soon as I got them, I'd start doing them. So you just got to get yourself in a comfortable position. So what I found works for my body and doctors found, see, you got to remember, I'm not one of those drop kids that are just trying to do things to get money and shit. I don't care about money. I got places to be and places to go where I don't need money. Okay? So I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about setting everyone up here till I go. While I'm gone, everyone needs to be secure here. And with the, once again, with the medical system, with the way it's going, see, in the 90s, what they did was they trialled us with dietary, that's ADHD autistic kids. And for some of us it worked. Most of us it worked. The ones that it didn't work for are the parents that I'm a victim mentality. So lazy as fuck, won't do anything. Too hard basket mentality, okay? And that's why they have problems. Because if it's not something can be solved by a chat or giving you drugs, you're too hard basket, mate. So they won't do it, they'll refuse to do it. Now when they do that, they're demolishing the duty of care. They're committing fraud, corruption, treason, contempt, murder through stress, murder through neglect. These are very big crimes. But no one wants to talk about that. They want to tell me I'm mentally ill because while I was in pain, I'm like, fuck, he's corrupt, they're fucking cunts. Well, I was in agony, I couldn't get it out. I shouldn't have been able to talk, but because I'm so mentally strong, I don't like it. You see, I've been physically capacitated my whole life. And if you read the medical report about earwax through Queensland Health, which they've removed now, it's stated if the earwax is missed, see, when you're born, all that stuff is in the back of your head because you don't breathe air, you breathe the fluid. So you're getting the air through mum. So you've got fluid going in there. Your body's still doing its thing, but that builds up into earwax. So what they do is they pull that out. And then later on, you come back and get more pulled out. Now for me, they never pulled any earwax out. They never looked into that. They never even tried. See, I was very healthy as a child besides my headaches. And as I got older, and my stepmother took over, my dietary changed, my routine changed, my schedule changed. And then every time I was taken to a medical professional to get mentally assessed, it was, here's ADHD and autism, man, you're changing his routine, what do you expect? He doesn't have that, she would go and carry on. And then I never went to my appointment. She wouldn't talk about it. Why? Because she didn't get to say what I was. And that's what it's all about with a narcissist. It's about labelization and power of control. They don't care about anything else. And most of them that are persuaded by the agenda, they'll have their takeout 3 times a day. They'll feel like shit and they'll whinge about it. But if you say, go to the hospital or change your diet, you're a cunt. Yeah, you're an absolute bastard. You may as well punch them, slit their throat and kill their kid. That's how they're going to treat you. Or they're going to go the other way and go, I'm going to tell me he's attacking me, I'm scared. Or she. They're both, the agenda's in both sexes. You've got to stop blaming one sex. That's sexual discrimination. That's judging. You don't judge. I judge. Because I'm the only one that knows how to judge properly. Oh, they're my people. They're alright. But there's a lot broken. There is a lot broken. Oh boy, I'm breathing better already. So yeah, you just really got to go down those rabbit holes, look into stuff for yourself, teach yourself anatomy, biology. And you should be right. But yeah, most of the problems of today can be fixed by massage, proper dietary, ear candling and sex. That's why they frown upon those things. And medication, you should be using natural stuff. Okay, so the definition of a drug, unhealthy substance, is made in a lab. Scientists cook it together. It doesn't grow in dirt. You can't grow it. See, where herbs you grow. Marijuana's grown. It's a herb. It's not a drug. So get your technicalities right. Because when it comes down to them, this is what you need to realise. If it's not the right technicality, it's not a crime. Alright, there's so many things you can fight if you know the truth. Oh boy, my neck feels drained. Oh, wow. So now I'm starting to get a bit antsy, and it's starting to get a bit click clack. So what that means is it's not one constant flow, it's flame sound, and then it'll be. So that means it's pulling it up in bits now. So this one's nearly done, and because I'm having trouble laying still, that's just the ADHD. I've got shit to do. I've got to get up and get going. It's a fidgety, and it's frustrating. See, it used to be chronic pain, that's why I was like that. Now I just want to get up and do stuff, because this side's good, I'm not in pain. But I've got to roll over and do the other side. Alright, so this is how you do it. You don't just do one candle. You do a few, and then you got to try and even it out. But depending on your bodies, see, this one's starting to hurt in my ear canal, so this will be the last one that I use for this ear. Then I'll run out and get me a little case that I'm using, because I'm collecting it all. All this is going to be dropped off to One Nation. Well, I'm word retarded. I can't read and write because this has been going on. This medical issue had been going on all my life. I started losing my reading and writing when I was a child. Like, I just learned how to do it, and they're like, "Oh wow, he's so great, Janie. Look at this. This is your son." She said, "What's that?" She said, "That's Japanese." My son wrote that. Yep. He can speak fluent Japanese. He can also speak another language. I'm pretty sure it's Chinese. He's alright with English, but he's better with the other two languages. We need to get him here, and then Mum died. So I didn't get there and there. And Dad didn't know. Dad was too busy putting food on the plate. You know, he had mortgage to cover, and back then, you only get $20 a kid. Yeah, $20, $25 a fortnight he got for us. Me and my brother. I was 7 and my brother was 5 years older than me. You just do the maths. So, yeah, times were hard. He was working 3 jobs, and because people took advantage of a situation, we got fucked over. Well, if a lawyer's not going to do his job, police aren't going to do his job. Then it's down to the people, right? See, everything's got to be done a fine line. If you don't do it down a fine line, someone can get away with doing the wrong thing. See, I've done everything right. I've always gone through to the government official that I was supposed to. See, I wasn't going to school and going, "Ah, my leg's broken. Marlborough High, patch me up." No, I was going to the hospital and going, "Ah, I'm sick and sore." And they go, "No, you're on drugs." See, they're not meant to do that. That's fraudulent activity, scam, so many other crimes, and it just keeps going in a circle. See, when you're a government official, you've got to be very bloody careful. See, if you accidentally take say there's an incident, you put a face washer in your pocket that belongs to Queensland Health while you're working for them, and you go home, you just committed fraud, mate. Or you did it to the government, so the police will be right here attacking you like narcissistic attack dogs they are. See, when Shona's mum used to have a problem with me, because I said no and wouldn't jump to her commands, which they hate, she called the police and said I stole her car. That was registered in my name. Deeds in my name, but it's a stolen car. And they had guns, so I had to do what they said, because they turned the video camera off. So, you know, these are the crimes that are allowed. And that's corruption. That's bullying, so those police should have been shot. Honestly, we need to start executing the corrupt. Because they're killing people. They're supporting pedophiles. And if you support Liberal, Labor, Greens, you're a pedophile protector. You're a murderer protector. And that's how it is at the end of the day. Whether you like it or not, I don't care how you feel. Because your feelings don't matter. Your pronouns don't matter. That just means you care what I think about you. And I don't think very nicely about those sort of people. Because they're too worried about everyone else to worry about what they're doing. And when someone points out, hey, stop worrying about Joey over there. Your pants are on fire. Deal with that first. But instead, they'll go, nah, Joey lit me. Joey lit me on fire. No, Joey's the first person that walked in the area, mate. You're just attacking him because he looks different to us. Mental health. Just an ongoing problem. It's the same circle over and over again until you people listen and follow the leaders instead of following followers, you might get somewhere in life. See, there's a lot of sick people, and if they do this process, they'll be totally different people. But this healing process for my people isn't here anymore, so it's time I take Australia back. Because I'm the true king. And I didn't say it was okay for pedophiles to run my world. Okay? So, no. That's enough. We need to get the people ear candiling. Everyone with ADHD autism symptoms. Everyone with fatigue. Everyone with chronic pain. Everyone with breathing issues. Crying issues. Thought issues. Now, with the thought issues, that's many things. So if you're thinking the opposite to what you are, there's something wrong with your brain. Fix it. Now, pain can do a lot of things. Pain will make you go delirious. Pain will make you horny. Pain will make you forget. There was times I was in so much pain, I was trying to look for my mother's number. She'd been dead for 20 odd years, mate. And I was looking for her number to get help. Not my dad. No, my dad's married to my stepmother. He's got to get permission before he does anything. And that's the problem. That's the abuse. He was always at work and never got anything. And then she went and done what she wanted and go, you need to leave. And he go, no, fuck off, bitch. And then lawyers went and got sexual favours and told her, hey, look, if you give me the HZ and the Harley, I'll make sure you get everything. Fraud, corruption, treason, scam, bullying, harassment, attempted murder through stress and negligence. And these are the crimes that constantly keep getting committed. Like my lawyer, Morgan. I went to court in 2023. He stated that I couldn't be there because of my condition. I stated that. I explained it. The next time I wasn't there because of my condition. The third time I was there and he used my condition against me. He used narcissistic attacks and asked me the exact same question 4 times while under condition. So my response with all my issues is cave his fucking head in because he's harassing me and not doing his job, or go into a pilot mode and go home. I didn't even remember what happened until like fucking few weeks later, and I was like, hang on, he made me plead. He used my medical condition against me. That's corruption, mate. And while we were in the courtroom, he's calling the police friends. That's corruption. Obvious side of corruption. Okay? So, yeah. Don't listen to them. Just ignore them. They can't do anything. Just ignore them and walk away. There's literally nothing they can do unless you've committed a crime. They have no power over you. You have the power over them. Public tell the government what to do. Not the government tell the public what to do. See, they're public servants. Public servant doesn't walk up to a public and say, hey, clean my shoes. and the public clean their shoes. No, it's the other way around. See, it comes back to the narcissistic personality and agenda again. Backwards mentality, spoiled 7-year-old mentality. Okay, all the same thing. They're all selfish, they're all one-minded, they're all entitled, they're all greedy, they're all victims. But none of them will do anything. They won't even clean up after themselves, mate. Like, my girl was that bad. Totally changed now, but a lot of hard work, and it was really hard because everyone else was telling her the opposite to what I was saying, because they were all wanting her to fail. Well, she's the best one out of her family. She's the one with a job, she's caring, she tries her best. She's just a dumb bitch. And because of her trauma, it affects her. See, when a man gets loud, she gets scared. But that's because she got abused as a child. Because her mother wouldn't take care of a man. And at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. If the woman's not a woman, that's the man's fault. The man's not a man, that's the woman's fault. Can't blame them. See, as a man, I depend on a woman. Back in old times, I used to be able to go club one and have my way with it and walk away. My needs are met. That's horrible saying that these days. Like, obviously, I don't condone that, and that's not right. So that's what I'm pulling out. So that's, like I said, just the insight. So they're all nerve drops, muscle release, not my bones. And that's all because I just ear candled. Oh. So, like I said, that's just an hour. That's pretty much an hour. I'm already calmer. So this is what's supposed to happen when you ear candle properly. So this is the first one. So, I also had this nasty stink through my life. I would stink. It doesn't matter what I'd shower in, how I'd shower. I used to have to use a body wash called Oxy. And it struggled, but it worked a lot better than anything. And since I've done this and saged, it's a lot better. I've noticed the mentality change. Like, I was swearing a lot. Like, yeah, I'm a passionate person, but there's a time and place for things. And unfortunately, when you're sick, you can't stick to it. But yeah, so that is ear candling 101. That is everything you needed. You saw exactly what you needed to do. Just remember, I have the fan. That's just on one, simply on one, the lowest it can go. Yeah, good luck. That's the left side. And I'll be back to do the right side. I gotta go pedal. Oh, I'm gonna pedal myself.